Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, and welcome back to some more Endless Scrap Mechanic. In today's episode, we are revisiting the ridiculous farm world, which started off with a really cool tractor and a barn secret, and it evolved into a crazy giant farmer, a jumbo jetpack. It's been pretty interesting, so if you haven't seen those videos, there'll definitely be some links in the description for you to check that out and get all caught up in this interesting world. So in today's video though, guys, we are going to be checking out a new addition to the farm world, and that is the Combine Harvester. As you can see right here, it is a working one. It definitely scoops up a whole bunch of crops, and if you noticed in the intro, I have a few of them set up over here. We got some gigantic tomatoes and some cucumbers and some wheat field over there that we are going to be checking out with this Combine Harvester as well. And I'm also going to show you guys how I kind of did that intro with the corn. So let's get right into this video. Alright, so let's start with the Combine Harvester here. I just looked up a picture online to use as a reference for it, and so this was pretty much the general shape of one. So it's pretty cool. It features a few mechanisms that work, so let's check those out and then head on over to the fields. So we have this back button right here that is the storage area right here, so all of your crops would get stored right here. Now there is a functioning kind of tube right here. Now this doesn't actually work as like a transfer tube, so it's just there for looks though. And it's pretty cool. I have like a really neat step right here that leads you up to this area right here, so this is definitely using the mod pack here, guys, the Durf mod pack, so it's using surface panels, and I just love the surface panels. I even use them right here on this edge here, so that way you can see it gives it like a really nice sleek line. So this is the front kind of loading zone here, so this will rotate and pull in all of your crops, and they will land right here on these little wheel setups. So these wheels all rotate into the center here, and then right here you can see there's a section of them that face inward. So these ones spin really fast, and they shoot the produce all the way at the back area right there. So the best way to do that though is to show you guys firsthand. So we can get right in here. That is one thing I do enjoy about this build, is you can actually access the doorway here and get into the Combine Harvester. Alright, so let's kind of maneuver our way away from this dangerous slope right here and make our way to the fields. So this is using rear wheel steering. I wasn't 100% sure how they actually steered, but in this situation I figured rear wheel steering was the most effective for kind of lining yourself up. So you can actually see we can kind of line up to this imaginary crop here. I guess we'd probably do like 3 at a time. So one thing that you can do for this is break the bottoms of those crops. So I think I'm going to try that. But first let's go through the buttons on this creation. So the 1 key is what will lower the entire mechanism right here. As you can see, we can lift it up and bring it back down again. The 2 key is what starts the entire thing spinning, so that you can grab the crop and you can just drive nice and slowly by pressing W. The 3 key is what turns on all of those wheels that will feed the produce into the center, into the storage bin. And then 4 is an extra mechanism I put on so that way it can clear those little bumps. So you can see I had to make some blocks for the alternate route for the wheels there. So when you press this button, it'll push all of the produce that has made its way to the center into those wheels and into the storage bin there. So the 5 key, that is what will open up that side little siphoning tube right there. So obviously we don't actually have any produce to do that with, but you know what? I decided to add it just because it looks pretty darn neat. So that is all the Combine Harvester has to offer. So what I'm thinking, guys, I don't want to make this too laggy. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come up here. I'm going to break maybe the first few rows, and we are going to try and use the Combine Harvester. Alright, there we go. All the first 4 rows, I think it was, that I did are kind of ready to be harvested here. So let's see what happens. We're going to, I think that needs to be put down. We're going to press the 2 key, which is going to start that whole thing spinning. And hopefully this doesn't lag too much. Let's see what happens here, guys. Alright, so I think I need to somehow turn them to their side. Uh-oh, I'm getting caught up on them. This might be a little too laggy. Come on, wheat, get in there. That one right there is having a hard time. I think it wants to go in. Oh, there we go. So now, once they turn sideways, usually that will work to kind of scoop it up. Alright, I'm having a hard time with this, guys, so how about we just try and ram right into the wheat here and see if we can't scoop some of it up. It's not good for that. I'm sure I probably would need a totally different mechanism for the wheat. So how about we try like a patch of cucumbers? So over here, this is the cucumber patch. Now, I have some loose ones set up over there by the combine harvester, but just to show you guys what you could do with these kind of cucumber patches is essentially break them off like that, and then as you can see, you can kind of break these as well, and then you have your loose cucumbers there, and then you can delete the vines like that, and there you go, you have some ready to pick cucumbers. So that's just an idea for kind of having some fun with this build, but how about we go over here and actually pick up some of these loose ones. Alright, so I got about half a dozen or so lined up over here, so let's drop down the mechanism. And I know these work way better than the wheat. The wheat are only 1 block wide, so this machine doesn't really have a good time picking them up. But here you can see we should be able to pick them up no problem. There we go, so there's our first one. So there's the 3 key, there we go. The cucumber is now in the storage bin. So let's keep on moving along here and picking up some more cucumbers. Alright, so there's another one. It's gonna get fed to the center. Okay, no, never mind. Apparently, I'm gonna grab it and put it back on the ground. Alright, let's see if I can get this one here. There we go, so there's another cucumber. So what I have here, of course, is the 4 key, guys, so I can press that, and that's gonna put it right in the center there, and there you go, we got some cucumber in the storage space. There's still some more we can grab here. So let's make our way this way. It's starting to get a little laggy, but I'm having so much fun with this build, actually. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta bring those arms back in. Alright, there's another one. We can probably just feed that in like so. Oh, no. Okay, it's gonna go... I'm pushing it through, and I just ejected it out of the back. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, we can probably back this up here and pick it back up again. Alright, there. That one was easy. That cucumber just went right in. Alright, making our way to the final 3. Let's try and get all of them here. It's a little tricky, but it kind of works. There's another one, and it goes on the inside. And here we go, guys. It's the last 2 cucumbers. Are we gonna get them? There it goes. It's flipping back over. This is so ridiculous. Alright, come on, cucumbers, get in there. They're kind of wanting to go... Okay, we're gonna use the mechanism here to put that one in. Okay, what's going on here? There, okay, that one didn't even need it. That one went in all on its own. And there's one more cucumber, guys. Let's get this final one in. We can probably lift this up now, actually. It'll probably help it out. Alright, last cucumber going in, and then we can head back to the farm and drop off our crops. Get in my belly. Oh, get in there. Okay, there we go. Last one. Let's head back. Alright, so we are back at the barn, and now we can drop off the cucumber just like that. There we go. All the cucumber has been harvested. This build is a lot of fun, guys. Make sure you check it out in the Steam Workshop, by the way. This thing is really neat. So that is pretty much the combine harvester, as well as picking things up with it. But I wanted to quickly show you guys what it was like to make that intro there. So I'm going to do that with the corn right now. Alright, so once I find a good spot like this, I set up a little bit of a wedge right here. So this is kind of like somewhere that you can sit in and you're always in the same spot. And then I find where I want to be looking. So I think I want to look somewhere right about here. So all I do is kind of point straight down to an area about there. And I line it up to my monitor right about there at the center of my screen. So now I have the exact same spot every single time. So I have a few items here. Now I'm going to quickly spawn the corn, though. We can easily search for corn in my lift folders here. So there's the funny looking corn that I made. So I can spawn like a few of them like this and put them off to the side and have them ready to go. And so what I did, though, was I set up a spot like this right here and basically took a little moment here like this, and then after that moment I set up a few things like this. So in this case here, guys, just to make it relatively fast, I'm going to go a little quick here and only make 4 of them and not a huge field like the other things, because that stuff took me quite some time. So corn is pretty tall though, so in this case here I'm probably going to want to set it up so that it grows a little bit faster and maybe have 3 ears of corn on each one. So this way here with the foliage on, we can actually see them stick out. So we can set ourselves up right here and do that like this. And now we just repeat that quite a few times until we have the corn. Alright, so then once that is all done, you use a little bit of editing magic and you end up with something like this. So there you have it, guys. That is the Combine Harvester in Scrap Mechanic. This is a lot of fun. I'm so happy it actually does work. So I'm going to try and grab some of these tomatoes now. They are so big, though. These tomatoes are giant. You know what? This machine, I don't even think this machine can actually grab them. That's how big they are. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Endless Scrap Mechanic. If you enjoyed the build or enjoyed the video, then make sure you hit that like button. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed for Endless Scrap Mechanic, you might as well do that, because that is what is going on here on the channel. And thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, and I'll be seeing you in the next one, so bye for now.